Hello and welcome to the Bel-E Scratch podcast. I am your host, Bel-E.
And I am your co-host, Scratch.
And today, before we started, we, started talking about the watercolor over in that corner.
Yeah. Corner watercolor.
Yeah.
Corner watercolor.
Unique New York.
Say that 3 times quickly.
Yes, that is legit. No, when I get everything set up, and if I got a couple extra minutes, I'll doodle on something. And you were talking about Van Gogh.
Yes. You were talking about how you saw a particular color, how you found it either flat or raised based on the light. You add color. Not necessarily based on the color you're looking at, based the color on what you see. And and I said, what art is what you bring to it.
Yeah.
Okay. There are a lot of really talented people and make a living creating art exactly like art that is in front of them.
Yeah.
And that's cool.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But it's what you bring to it. I have been in, and what I mean is I saw pictures and posters and all kinds of images of Van Gogh's work, my entire life. And then, around 2000, late 2000, I found myself in, the National Museum on the Mall in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
And they have a couple of his original works hanging. Flash photography was not allowed.
Of course not.
Matter of fact, I was pretty sure that they could have shot you and then hung you by the neck until dead.
A lot of museum curators
they didn't
like
hesitate either.
Yeah.
You know what? I didn't even get to point at them. I was like, look at that. And they were like, sir, you need to lower your hand.
Yeah, here's the thing. The thing about art museums, oddly enough, it kind of operates the same thing as real life, where if you're a donator, like if you just drop a shit ton of money at their establishment, you can straight up just go up and physically put your whole ass hand on the painting.
I don't know about that.
No, that's legit. I'm not fucking with you. That's not like an exaggeration.
Well, if I was, I understand about, who's got the biggest wheelbarrow in the room. I get it. Of course. But what I mean is if you were if you had a genuine appreciation for that work of art, you wouldn't compromise in any way.
Yeah, you would not stick your whole ass hand on the painting.
You wouldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, because it isn't that it's a matter of money.
No.
And obviously for some people, art is a matter of money.
Of course.
And we've talked about that and run into that many times.
Yes.
We had a good, a former associate, take 19 pieces of art off their walls and sell it for about $120 million.
A piece or together?
All together.
Oh, fair enough.
I mean, $120 million. You got $120 million. And this is just the stuff you're going to let go,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, exactly. No, it's just that, when you do shit like that, it's the same.
$120 million hanging on your wall.
It's the same thing as owning stocks and bonds. You just you drop a bunch of money on it now, and then you wait.
Yeah.
And then you sell it off. It's kind of the same reason why, all these super billionaires on the planet, it's like, why can't they just donate half their income and all that? Well, here's the problem, Jimmy. Oftentimes, the people who are like worth billions of dollars, they don't have that billions of dollars in cash in a bank or 3 across the planet.
Yeah, that's what people don't understand. They've already set themselves like Bezos.
Yeah.
And even Musk, I'm sure. I mean, you have to, once you reach that level of wealth, you have.
This is why
it's my understanding. Okay, kids, all right, if this is out of line, please forgive me. It's my understanding. I can't say that I've actively done this research, but just by association, I do read a lot.
Yeah.
Have read quite a substantial amount of words in my lifetime.
Yes.
However, it's my understanding that Bezos, and Bezos did something that was legal.
Sure.
Okay? He somehow the way he set up his corporation.
Yeah.
That when it really kicked off, he set his corporation up in a way that kept him from paying. It's my understanding, and if I'm and please understand that it would be my ignorance. However, it's my understanding that he came out of the gate paying zero taxes. Okay.
So what? Amazon is actually a non-profit or something?
Well, I don't. No. It might be now.
Sure.
But when it originally started, he set up a corporation in a way that allowed him to. That's why in the past, well, probably still there. It says depending on what state you're in, apply or add applicable taxes based on the state that you're living in.
Sure.
Well, who does that? Because nobody knows what it is.
Exactly.
Okay, and then he isn't breaking any law because he doesn't give you access to the technology or the information that gives you the ability to fulfill that request.
Of course.
Because there's no law, apparently, that says he has to. And hey,
sure.
And I have, I've hated on him. Sure, he's a nerd that has a personal trainer. Of course, I hate him, And, but he's made his money.
He honestly has.
Without paying taxes to the federal government, everybody, that at least 50% of.
Yeah.
50% of the overall population, the majority of urban population, thinks the government is Jesus. And I don't know what his fair share is or his due or whatever it is, but it isn't.
It's not in pure cash.
Well, what I'm saying is simply this. He built his empire on skirting loopholes in the law. And then all of a sudden, he's a champion of the side that says, hey, we got to stop these loopholes. Mm-hmm. Loopholes aren't always, burned into legislation.
Sometimes you just have really good lawyers that find them. You just
have people that have the brain and say, oh, we're not going to get into that.
No, we're not.
Lawyers understand language. Okay, lawyers, language, lawyers. And that's a good lawyer understands the language in a way that they can, I'm not going to say twist. I'm just going to say a different perspective. But that is a conversation.
For another day.
Or another day.
Christ.
No, but I don't want to get away from how much money is in art. And who am I to say what someone else spends their money on?
Sure.
And if I had money on that scale, if that's the way you hang on to it and increase its value, obviously, if someone becomes a celebrity, semi-celebrity, the value of it can
skyrocket. I get it.
Can at least increase.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Skyrocket. Yeah, based on its probably quality-wise. Something you found in a dumpster.
Quality,
the fact
quantity.
That your ownership gives its merit.
Yeah.
I hope that's not the situation with any type of art I ever get involved with, that I'm so famous that I get to put out a soundtrack.
What the fuck are you talking about?
No, you don't understand. When I was growing up, it was like Dirty Dancing. And then all of a sudden, Patrick Swayze puts an album out, right?
Oh.
Okay, and then it's Trading Places, and then Eddie Murphy puts out an album.
Yes, he did.
And Eddie Murphy actually, and not just because he wears really cool shirts, but anyway.
Or used to.
Potty all the time. He had enough sense to bring somebody else in like Rick James. And Rick James, oh my God.
Yeah.
It was just, you talk about a functioning train wreck.
Shit.
He was like, my generation's R. Kelly without the statutory, allegedly,
incident.
Incident.
Yeah.
At least
Rick
he was
James
smart
doing
enough not to get it on video. But anyway.
Rick James did enough dumb shit without getting involved in all that.
Even Don Johnson, who did, Miami Vice, for crying out loud.
Bruce Willis even got a record
Bruce
deal.
Willis, yeah, exactly.
John Travolta.
Well, John Travolta can actually sing. He started off in theater. Yes.
I think Val Kilmer might have done one or two. I'm not 100% sure.
Probably, but he's not got the pipes for it.
Not anymore.
John Travolta can sing. For what he does and
he does.
Yeah, no, he can sing. He's legit.
That's fair. No, I don't think.
Yeah, he did one, and
I don't think shit like that really doesn't happen anymore.
When I become famous enough to record an album or a thumb drive for you kids where I can just ram it right down your throat.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm so famous, it's like, take it.
Sure.
Because the entire entertainment industry is steamrolling. Beat it into them, fellas.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. Yeah. All right. That day I'll reassign and reassess my perspective.
Sure.
However.
Until then. Well,
you were talking. No,
what?
I'm going back to the watercolors.
Oh,
if you're going in another direction, hey, go ahead.
Well, I'll slightly give context of it. Here's the thing: in watercolor and art in general, like any sort of medium, there are a few exceptions. Like pastels are a little fucking weird, and I actually need someone who knows what they're doing to sit down in front of me and go, "Do this."
You're doing great.
No. I just mean like to make it better.
Well, I get that. Well, better comes with practice. Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Here's the thing. Practice is different because there's a whole shit ton of oil wet on wet stuff from Bob Ross that I can do. That's oil. Right. Watercolor is slightly more established. I don't like acrylics because here's the thing. Oil takes time for it to dry, and you can kind of fuck around with it until it dries. It's very forgiving. Watercolor, it's very gentle, very expressive, but it dries quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Acrylics, in my opinion, is the worst of both worlds. Where it dries too goddamn quickly, and it's just a mess. So... Okay. Charcoal is just completely shading. That's all it is. It's black and white. There's not really an awful lot of, anything like that. Pastels, for some reason, it is so lofty, I can't really find an awful lot of solid information. Well, okay, how about this? I can't really find a lot of people who are willing to just put out free videos on YouTube going, let's make a flowery meadow, and they take you step by step through it. This is how you do this. This is how you do this. Meadow. Yes. Because most of those people put those step-by-step things up on Patreon, which I'm not opposed to Patreon or paying for it.
No.
I just don't have the ability to do so at the moment.
Well, here's the thing. You also understand that this is what I did in stock trading. I realized I hit a wall.
Yeah.
I knew that the next level I was going to have to pay to learn about.
Correct.
So I earned the money.
To pay for it.
So I think where you are is that you realize that there's still
There's more
resources at your particular level.
Yes.
And when you reach that wall that you need to pay to get beyond, you will.
Yeah, I will.
Those instincts, that's the natural part. You'll just,
Not right now, you see.
Sure.
But in terms of art and the color,
that also helps people save money until they figure out this is exactly what they want to do.
Correct.
Keep throwing money at something, and all of a sudden I have done that.
Yes.
I threw money at something that I began to realize halfway into the process that I probably needed to try something else, but my pride would not let me step back, so I kept throwing money at it.
Fair enough.
So you got to go, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because if you enjoy it, and you want to learn about it.
Of course.
That's what you're doing.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So, in terms of the color wheel, let's say you're trying to make this one portion of a blue sky darker. Okay, Add more blue. You're trying to make a 3-dimensional looking fire. Add more yellow here. Add more red there. Use the color wheel to make your colors darker or lighter. Don't just add pure black or pure white, because then those colors ain't gonna gel.
Yeah, yo. Colors not gel, yo.
Yeah, and that's what brought forth the conversation that you said at the beginning half of the podcast about what you see and bring to it. So
right.
So I just wanted to give context for that.
Well, I mean, you can look at any kind of pop culture presentation, and I'm not. Okay, homogenized stuff, I used to really savage. I used to really tear it apart. But what I begin to understand is it's almost like it's almost like parables. It's a language that everybody speaks. So advertisers and, they're trying to cast the widest net. I get that. But what separates, and I think this is really important when an individual is seeking their thing.
Yeah.
It's just like what I do for a living. I'm very proud to do what I do for a living, honestly, and I just mean this with all with everything positive in me, is that it's what I do, but it's not who I am.
Yes.
And I believe right now that I am finally on the track of who I am, and I'm working on that.
It's kind of odd how money has to be established in order for you to truly find who you are.
Well, the thing about
I find that to be odd and coincidental.
Well, the thing about it is see, I grew up in situations where the community at large,
mm-hmm.
being the son of a minister, the community at large would dictate whether I got Christmas or not. You know what I'm saying?
That's fair.
So I didn't understand this until I was an adult. So anybody think that, it was a terrible thing for his kid
mm-hmm.
and his parents telling him all this stuff. No, I was very observational. I had a lot of questions. I began to realize that the answers, I wasn't getting lies,
mm-hmm.
But there was something not kosher
about you asking questions.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. No, not kosher about the answers.
Oh.
So I began to realize that this was a subject that even the people that I was asking the questions, the people that I sought this knowledge from,
yeah,
they didn't quite understand the dynamic taking place.
Mm.
And it's not that they were ignorant or stupid or anything.
They were just right in the middle of it.
They were right in the middle of it.
Couldn't see the big picture.
And I guess. And
it's probably why it takes a third-party person to point shit out to
well,
people.
it, at least from my perspective, it wasn't a matter of, the community. My father who he was, and he never purposefully insulted or offended anyone. He said what he felt led to say, and preached what he felt led to preach. And when you have when you're new and everybody, it's like honestly and truly, it really is. It's like that new toy on Christmas, or in the words of the Grinch, where he talks about the pony where I ride and a couple of times get tired of it and sell for glue. When you first show up and you bring that enthusiasm into the middle of a doldrum, it's called a revival.
Sure.
Everybody loves you. But it's finding, I'm not even going to say common ground, because some people want common ground with things that are out of bounds. Okay, it isn't a matter of interpretation. Oh, you've read that wrong. No, this rule specifically, this line, I don't care how many languages you interpret it into, this sentence says what it says.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you're trying to tell me that there's something wrong. I'm not saying, Okay, you don't have to believe it.
Sure.
But this is what it says. Even you know that's what it says. Okay. This is a luxury that I have, to be in association to that type of ministry is.
Sure.
I tell people, go find somebody else to believe in.
Fair.
Hey, you know what? If you don't, okay, I don't like your rules of this club. You need to change the rules. No, these are the rules. Follow these rules and you're in this club. Don't follow these rules, go find another club. What the fuck is wrong with that, people? I don't understand. What the hell's wrong? You don't accept us. Fuck that. Okay.
These are what the rules are. Do not make me tap the sign.
I gotta, I don't always like driving 55 miles an hour down the highway. So what? So what?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the rules of the club, man. Okay, you don't like the rules of this club? Go
do another club.
Go join another club.
I don't get it.
But no, they would, they literally would drive in a small town, in a small independent. I mean, of course, the church is associated with a larger group.
But
a lot of these independent places are lucky that they have such a large community to draw from. But they can dictate whether you're, how much food's on your table. Mm-hmm. And that's had a tremendous impact on me. From as far back as I can remember.
That actually kind of brings up something. I remember kind of the moment where I personally just stopped trying to find a temple or a church to attend in this area, and there is a many church and temple in this area.
Okay.
But part of the reason I just kind of stopped trying to go to these public, services and whatnot, a lot of it had to do with the fact that it was always the same thing. They're just
I can't disagree with you.
The person in the pulpit, for reason A, B, C, D, E, F, G, just kind of, I don't want to say kept the status quo per se, although that is part of it. Or can be a part of it. But they, and I'm not saying I'm expecting fire and brimstone, and in fact, I don't want that. I don't. Here's the thing.
It's a lot of fun.
No, I know it's fun. I don't want that every single damn time I go to a service.
It can be a drag.
Every now and again, you just throw something out there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
that's fine.
That's cool.
A little bit of fear is okay. It reminds us that we're human.
Keep you awake.
To keep you awake. That's fine.
Wake up, Fred.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Just a little bit. Just throw that shit out there.
Thomas, wake up.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it was oftentimes usually just dominated by very flowery, soft language. I'm not talking about the George Carlin stuff per se.
Oh.
Just kind of, just this 100%. God loves you. Ain't nothing gonna change that. And while I do agree with that, it's just you're not really addressing any kind of community ills.
Okay. Exactly. Here's the thing. Okay, it is. I'm gonna say this to anybody involved in the ministry. Please, for the love of Christ,
whoever.
No.
I know.
No, different people, different languages, different perspectives.
Well, you understand that better than I do, so I'm gonna let you talk.
What I'm saying is simply this:
I didn't grow up the child of a preacher. I don't know how to speak to everybody.
There's a lot of practical application in the word.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, teach people this practical application and everything else will fall into place. That is the big problem. Everybody is involved in recruiting, which is proselytizing.
Prostitution at this point.
No, they don't understand exactly what they're accomplishing. Because I'm gonna tell you something. And now in this day and age, it gives more power to what it's like. I don't sell this to people. I don't need to sell this. This stuff sells itself. I don't need to sell you on anything.
Sure. But
people get the impression they need to sell it to people.
And it kind of
in this day and age,
a bit?
Well, it can. It's a small percentage. It can happen, but that happens with anything. People get, hey, look at, Shirley Lee over there. She is the Avon Queen, and she's got it on her, her vanity tag.
Of course.
So that's a part of the human experience. But what I'm talking about is this day and age. People want a little. People are seeking things that are a little more grounded.
Sure.
There is some non-traditional stuff going on, and it's causing. It's causing quite a ruckus.
How do you mean it?
No, I mean like all these questions to gender and all this stuff. You know what?
Well, here's the thing.
Our society has been through this before. It isn't. I mean, it's.
Here's the thing. I'm not even talking about that.
No, but I understand that. But that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's a generational thing. You have to settle this every 40 to 80 years, give or take. Yeah.
No. I'm not talking about that. People leaving the church based on the alphabet mafia and any sort of political shenanigans. Well, that is something separate from what I'm talking about.
Well, honestly and truly, it has to do with socially. Sure. Okay, I'm not going to get into the spiritual aspect of it because that's not what we're into. We might get into it in the future, but I'm just going to talk about the social aspect of it because it always has a social application. Okay, there's always anything going on that people would go biblically, spiritually. Always has a practical application, and a lot of times it's right there in front of you.
Sure.
But what is happening is people are embracing ideology that causes, that actually strikes. I'm not going to say destroys because it never destroys. See this hardcore tangent that's taking place right now.
Sure.
When it comes to sexuality and gender and all this stuff. Okay, we've been here before.
We're going to be here again.
We're going to be here again.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've
this
accepted
is just
that.
the next step.
Yeah.
It's not a matter, and when I say this phrase, it can be interpreted as some kind of bravado, but the phrase simply is, this doesn't lose. Okay. It gets challenged. It gets pushed around.
Sure.
It gets beat up. It doesn't lose. Why? Because it can't. It's not too big to fail.
It just doesn't fail.
It just doesn't fail.
No, I get it.
Creation, what perpetuates our species, okay? 90, in my opinion, 90% of this social media, in my language,
yeah.
I would call things dysfunctional, or I would call them, it's like the old abnormal sexuality classes that used to fill up fast every semester.
What were they just break down the psychological deficits of someone who
it was just horny teenagers for crying out loud.
I was about to say, so you have an entire
18, 19, 20 years old and you get a shot at taking abnormal sexuality class. Hell yeah.
Honestly, before the advent of the advent of the internet, I would have taken that class because I'm
exactly.
Wait, what else is there?
I'm like 19, man. I'm in the physical prime of my life. I'm having
what else is out there? What else is out there?
Like that. You mean those hours of help me get a degree? Fuck yeah, man. I'm
exactly.
That. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I've done that shit before.
If you're curious about something,
I've done shit like that before.
Curious about that, but
it's the internet, man.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is just a human curiosity. But ultimately, what I'm saying is, and this is really when I quit worrying about it, is when the realization came to me. It's just like it takes a certain process. Now, you may augment it.
Sure.
You may improve it or you may regress it, whatever, but there is a certain process that creates a human being.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get away from it.
Yeah, there's an original formula that, through hell or high water, you can't really fuck with the formula.
You might have some baldy motherfucker from East Europe wearing a lab coat,
sure,
supervising everything. But I'm telling you, there's only a certain process that brings about human life. It's not going anywhere.
No,
it's not going anywhere.
No.
Okay. All right, we're here to stay, people. Let's learn to get along. Next.
Well, here's the thing. Like I said, where I'm coming from, I'm not talking about me not going to the church just due to the alphabet mafia or anything political.
No.
That's not where I'm personally coming from. That's other people's reasonings, but not mine.
Yeah.
The thing that bugs the hell out of me, is that thing on?
Yeah. It's on.
Okay, cool. The thing that bugs the hell out of me.
Yeah. What bugs the hell out of you?
About basically just accepting that I'm not really going to find a church in this area to go to because that's a big part of the culture, and I get it. I just choose not to participate in it for this reason.
Right.
I want to show you this guy.
Are you going to introduce me to somebody?
No, not right now. Basically, there's this dude I found. He put into words kind of what I've been struggling to say for a long time. And you can fact check me what I'm about to tell you.
Uh-oh.
It talks about...
Don't besmirch me.
No, I'm not going to just besmirch you. I'm just asking for... I'm asking for, like, a yay or nay on what I'm about to get ready to pop out.
Oh, you're going to drop something on me?
Possibly.
Nah.
I don't know. Basically, he mentioned basically, like, before Jesus 100% ascended back up to heaven, he has all of his followers together, all that's left of them.
Right.
And we're talking to them. And some of the followers were going, oh, it's you have come back. And then there were followers who were doubtful, like they couldn't believe that it was him. Was it a trick? Was it a trap?
Right.
Because they were still being hunted by the Roman Empire, as well as other forces, but let's just stick with Roman Empire at this moment.
Say whatever you got to say, because I'm telling you, I have examined this moment.
I know you have.
Often.
But instead of Jesus saying to these doubtful followers to leave his presence, he embraces them. Right. Saying, basically saying it's okay to be asking these questions.
Correct.
And in my opinion, a big part of me is the aspect of asking questions, is the aspect of wondering, not per se doubting in that this isn't true, not suspicion.
Got a big segue coming up here.
Oh, I know. There's a difference between doubt and suspicion. Suspicion is nothing is true. There's something wrong with it.
There is another word.
Yeah?
Doubt, suspicion. There has to be a more positive word.
Questioning?
Better.
So, but you understand what I'm getting at.
Proving.
Seeking.
Yeah.
So a big part of me and my belief system
and that's the human
seeking.
mind. They want to turn it into something negative. It isn't negative at all.
Yeah, this is also why I can't remember who said it. I remember learning in high school there was like this big time physicist saying that the reason why it was something like, God wants us to ask these questions because we were made to ask questions. Or something like that.
Well, I have something more simpleristic.
Sure.
Okay,
long story short, the fact that doubt and asking questions and seeking truth.
Yeah.
Not seeking God per se, seeking truth.
Yes.
Because For some people there is difference, and for some people there isn't.
There isn't.
You know,
there isn't.
The three word to
is gravity truth?
It must be, because we figured it out.
And God is truth.
Yes.
That's what it is.
It's the fact that around here that's not even a factor. You ask questions.
They're growing into it. I know. No, I'm
not doubting you at this moment. I'm just like, where?
No, no, but that's what I think. I think it's a level. It's like the difference between when you took Taekwondo, the difference between a green belt and a black, a newly awarded green belt, a black belt, and an advanced green belt.
Sure.
Okay. Same forms.
Sure.
Same movement.
Yes.
But someone has reached the next level. It doesn't make them better or worse as an individual, because that green belt could mature, that black belt could regress.
Yeah.
They could end up on an even mat one day, and that former green belt could kick the dog crap out of that.
Sure.
Black belt. You know, and you understand that.
I do.
But what I'm saying is that a lot of these people, and I hope I don't say this with pride, because I want people to understand it, because when you say things with pride, there's this spiritual wall that goes up. And I don't say this with pride. I just hope that people can understand that they're continuing to grow. And there are a lot of people that have come to their knowledge in church circles.
Yeah.
That believe, well, my biggest thing about biblical knowledge growth is that people understand that they're like they want their life a certain way, but then they understand the truth is going to kind of change it around. And some people don't want to. Some people don't want to embrace that sort of thing, you know. And what it just means that a lot of like what you get as far as a church attendance, what you get taught in Sunday school is unfortunately not expanded too much.
Not
when
really.
You go into the sanctuary for the adults. I mean, it should be.
Yes.
Okay, you should be. This is milk and this is meat.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm not against having simplistic, bare-bone biblical stories in like
people,
Sunday school.
People reach a point where their spiritual growth, to grow any further makes them uncomfortable, and they don't want that. And that's a human thing, you know.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Not necessarily even a religion thing, but
Sure.
it's definitely not a God thing. You know?
No, it's just a person thing.
I mean,
change is scary.
Trees grow.
Grow.
God grows trees. I mean,
Yeah.
look, if God went there's a tree. God grows trees.
Plus, change is scary for a lot of people.
Yeah, change is scary for a lot of people. I mean, you know,
and it's just the whole thing about, you know, if I were to ask questions about the sermon or the message or where did this come from, where did it start, then people want to look at me weird and like, why are you asking all these questions?
Well, I mean,
it just drives me fucking crazy.
I know, but I understand that. I can appreciate that. I used to get really mad about people looking at me a certain way, treating me a certain way based on my application to whatever was going on.
Mm-hmm.
But what I began to understand was that I was wasting too much mental energy on that, because ultimately it doesn't mean anything.
No, I get it. I'm just like, I don't know, if it sounds like I'm just in this weird spot where I can't find a place I don't want to sound petulant and go like, I don't belong anywhere, but I'm just sitting here just like, why is it every circle I travel in, I just ask myself, why is it every time I go out, doesn't matter who, you know, the red party, the blue party, the believers, non-believers, anytime I go out, you know, from the countryest of country club to the down on the street, artsiest of the artsy. If I open my mouth and keep talking long enough, everyone is just going to be looking at me going, what the fuck are you doing here? It does not matter where I go.
Yeah.
And I don't want to sound like I don't belong anywhere in a petulant sort of way. I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with everyone? Why am I the only one that does this?
Yeah.
Where are all the other people that do this?
They got to be somewhere.
They have to be somewhere. There's only been one time in my life when I didn't feel like I was the giraffe in the middle of a bunch of fucking sheep.
The giraffe among the penguins.
The giraffe among the penguins. There's only been one time in my life.
Penguin among the giraffes.
There's only been one time in my life where I did not feel like the giraffe among penguins. And it was back at the career center with all the other fucking nerds that just like to doodle all day.
Yeah.
And that was it. And ever since then, it's just been like, I used to take pride in it, in a sort of respect of like, you know, almost arrogantly, especially in college, like, oh, I'm so much better than you plebeians because I actually have a relationship with the teacher in that I ask them questions, where they get their sources, who determined that this was the answer, and now I'm in the real world when no one gives a fuck, and now I'm like, I'm just looking around like, God damn it, you people are stupid.
She said plebeians.
I love that word, plebeians. I'm going to get a lot of use out of that when we eventually hit the uptick of the bull market in a couple months to a year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, once I become a gazillionaire, plebeian is about to become part of my dialect.
You know, that's been something that has been, and it's not really weighed on me. You know, this stuff used to weigh on me, but it doesn't, because like, I really think I really think I figured it out.
Sure.
But yeah, I was like, I kind of had this flash of, what's that character Dan Aykroyd plays in The Great Outdoors? Where he's like
I have never seen that movie.
Really?
No.
Okay, never mind.
I have only seen one scene in that movie, and that was with Bert the bear.
Bert the bear. It's
No, I know it's a good movie. I just never got around to seeing
it. It's a really
it.
good movie.
It's like Dan Aykroyd and John Candy.
Well,
God rest his soul.
Yeah. But you know,
yeah.
I've never come out and said what it was going to be like on the other side of this.
Sure.
So that's been different for me, but I really do. I really do think I've seen it.
Good.
I understand it, and that's cool.
That's anyway. Fine. I'm just tired. Okay. Long and short is, I'm just tired.
Yeah, I am.
I'm tired of people.
I'm tired of working 5 days a week. I'm tired of it.
I'm just tired.
I don't have a terrible job now.
No, you don't.
But not compared.
You just don't want to work 9 to 5 for 5 days a week.
I just don't want to. I don't want to do it.
Which is respectable.
I mean, and you know,
that's fine. You've earned it.
I have. I've earned it.
Yeah, that's fine.
I remember when. Well, my first job.
Plus, it's the Great Resignation. You deserve it.
My first real job. My first job was I was about 6 or 7 years old, and there's an old general store in a place that gets a lot of tourists on the East Coast, and they all, you know, all these bougie white people, they just blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
When I was 6 years old, I used to sweep it out for a candy bar and a soda. But my first real job involved working home games and concession stands at a local high school.
Mm-hmm.
That my aunt had ran the concessions, and I can remember.
Have I met this person?
No. Yeah.
Recently?
No.
Okay. No. I just want to make sure, like, who did I meet?
She passed away a couple years ago, but you met her years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
All right.
Anyway, so...
So, and this is when a pack of cigarettes was 75 cents. because we were selling them for $1. And I can remember getting dog cussed out by some crack motherfuckers.
Of course.
About, man, they ain't paying no $1 for a pack of cigarettes. Kind of freaking jammy criminal bullshit, you know?
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like 14.
Yeah, what the fuck are you going to do about it?
Yeah, what am I going to do about it? I don't know, man. That's what it says on the sign over there. It says $1. I mean, I didn't know.
No, I get it.
So it's been that long ago. But yes,
Shit.
no, I've earned it. It's been.
That's fine.
You know. So, you know, that's cool.
Besides, you don't want to.
And that's what I've been wanting.
Besides, you don't want to do retail anymore, anyways. I certainly don't.
No. You know what's so crazy?
Mm.
I love the idea of being a fry cook again.
What, just so you can just lay into people or just to cook?
No, just cook.
No, that's fine.
Cook for my grandkids.
That's cool.
You know, that's cool.
That's about the only reason I would be a fry cook is so I could just be in the kitchen just being ugly with people out in the front house.
Krabby Patties.
Yeah.
Boot up.
I don't care if I gotta start as a dishwasher. I'll join in. Man, I'll just be like in the back of like, I don't know, like a steakhouse or some shit washing dishes, and some cracker dumb motherfucker sends his steak back. He wants it medium with a scoop of vanilla bean ice cream on top, and I'll be at the dishwasher going, what the fuck, man? All the other fry cooks be like, man, fuck this joint. We're gonna burn this place down. Fire it up! Fire it up! Fire it up! You know.
Okay.
I respect that.
I don't know where that came from. It's you she takes after. But anyway.
So, yeah.
Adding whatever colors to whatever spectrum that you want to add to based on your watercolors, I find interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Because I have, like I said, I have been front and center in front of a couple of Van Gogh's originals at the National Mall in Washington, D.C. I mean, this was about 20. Yeah, it was almost. It was like 21 and a half years ago. It was, no, it's been over that. It was like late 2000. And I can tell you that Van Gogh's my favorite artist, not because of his story, but I was in that.
Yeah.
I was interested in his artwork before I had anything to do with his story. And that is that his paintings look like a topography map.
They do.
They really do.
Yeah, sometimes he would just layer the paint.
Well, you have to look at the type of paint he had at the time.
No. I'm not saying it was a stylistic choice.
And where he's trying to get that particular, I mean, he's viewing it from right in front of it.
Yeah.
But I found it interesting that there was like this, it was like little hills and valleys. And how he didn't just paint on the canvas, but he literally painted backing up, you know.
Yeah.
He painted these, they were like these little towers, these little ridges.
Of paint. Yes.
Okay. You know, and not just a big swath. You know, there would be like a darker color and a big ridge, and then it would get lighter. But it got lighter as he came out away from it.
Yeah.
So the lightest part of it would be the tip, and the darkest part of it would be the base of it. It was really interesting.
No,
because
I agree.
when you would look at it and you would back up, I mean, when you got up on it and you turned your head and you looked at it from the side, it was extremely amazing.
No, I remember learning that sometimes in the olden days, sometimes artists would actually paint their paintings to be seen from a certain perspective and not just head on.
Right.
There's this one painting, I forget the name of it. It's, and I don't even know where it's from, so I can't even give like a general country description. It was like this family at a dinner table, and if you stood like at this one spot, kind of close but off to the side of the painting, it would almost be like you, the viewer, are sitting at that table watching. Oh yeah, like I think that's totally fall off, you know, off the table for you to catch.
So I think an old cliche with eyes follow you around the room.
Oh, I love shit like that.
I do too. I just think that, man, that's number one, that's fucking spooky.
Yeah.
Number two, wow, what a gift you have to be able to
do that. Yes, I love that. Also, while we're on the subject of art again, something that I have recently, again, someone on social media kind of put something into words. They kind of answer a question I've always had. I have always been, all throughout learning about art and whatnot, I've always just been going, how did we go from, like, you know, the Renaissance, Impressionism, like paintings, portraits, statues, marble, vases or vases, whatever the hell you want to call them.
Yeah.
Sculptures. How did we go from that to kind of what's happening nowadays, which is just kind of these weird, almost Lynchian conceptual pieces of quote-unquote art? And I mean Lynchian as in just fucking weird as hell.
Well, I think it has a lot to
not weird, but not pointless.
No, not weird. No, it's not. It's not. What it is you have this...
basically, why did
you have this foundational perspective that you see over and over and over and over and over.
Basically, my question was, why did these portraits and paintings and statues and sculptures go out of fashion, so to speak?
I don't think they went out of fashion.
Not quite.
I just think that they don't get, because it's kind of like standard. Mm-hmm. You know, it's kind of like the standard vehicle, you know.
Yeah.
Good power, good traction. And then there's the sports model.
Sure.
And it's got a lower end, and it comes out of the stop sign. It's kind of like a bat out of hell.
Yeah, 0 to 60.
0 to
like
60,
2 seconds.
and, you know, in minus 4 seconds, you have to wear a diaper.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you shit yourself.
But, exactly.
It was 18 G's.
Yeah.
You know, but that's what I think it is. I think ultimately, you know, there's a standard art.
Yeah.
And then there's kind of a, you know, and they always throw that trendy label, avant-garde on it.
Of course.
But it's just chaos.
I get it.
Regular art is just
organized chaos.
Organized, and then the new stuff is just chaos.
Yeah.
It's new information. It's new perspectives.
No, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just did, for the longest time, I just didn't get it.
No, I understand, you know, and it's really, you know, to come from such a pragmatic background as we do, it's hard to understand how somebody can tromp around on a big canvas, dripping paint with a brush while smoking a cigar.
That's just Jackson Pollock. I love
get
that.
$1 million.
Yeah, I love that guy.
He probably emptied his bladder and his bowels in the middle of the thing before he got. I mean, who knows? That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's just like people that's so fantastic.
That was until someone put it into perspective for me.
Really?
Basically, what's happening now in terms of the art world, this is not really including paintings per se.
Right.
This is more like art installations. There you go.
Thank you.
More like art installations, you know, people acting fucking weird on stage and then they call it art. You can take the cap off that if you want.
No, I'm good. Do I have to hold the button?
No. The button just undoes the lid. Yeah, if you want to uncap it, that's up to you.
Okay.
But basically, they put it into perspective of what's happening now.
Yeah. Is
concept over execution.
Okay. Concept over execution. How in the world did you make money concept over execution?
I don't know
it's
how.
Like,
no. Let me give you an example.
That's ridiculous.
Let me give you an example.
Here's my idea. You know, what was that? What's that chick that just got locked up because she was pushing that company that could take a couple of droplets of blood?
Oh, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that wing.
No. I know you're not talking about that specific incident, but that's what concept over execution is.
No. Here's the thing.
It's a boondoggle.
No. Here's the thing. If she just marketed that shit as an idea and like sold it to the highest bidder, and didn't actually commit fraud.
She would have made as much money.
Yeah, and
over
with
the
none
long
of the
term.
none of the infamy.
No, I think she was trying to be the Miss Steve Jobs.
No, I know that.
I think you. That's
no,
what I
I
think.
know that. But here's the thing: that's not what I'm talking about.
No.
Let me give you 2 examples. One example you might have heard of. It's that it was that big mechanical arm that kept sweeping its okay. I see from the look on your face you have no fucking idea what we're talking
Big
about.
mechanical arm. You mean the 1976 movie King Kong?
No.
All right.
There was this big arm, like this mechanical arm, industrial, not like a human arm, this industrial arm.
Uh-huh.
And the way it was designed, it would basically, and follow me on this.
Sure.
It would, when it was first built, it would sweep its basically the oil that kept the machine going back into the base, so it would be refiltered throughout its system, because it would just leak everywhere if it didn't do that.
Right.
And in the beginning, visitors could like push a button and the mechanical arm could like, do a little jig, however limited.
What?
Yes.
That's dumb.
And then as it went on, it wouldn't even respond to that button because it just spent all of its time trying to sweep up that oil to keep it in its system, to keep itself alive. And apparently a couple of months ago, it quote-unquote died.
Flip somebody off first?
No. Basically, the concept
Right.
of that mechanical arm sweeping up its own oil to keep itself going is the concept of it is that arm is a person working day after day, struggling to meet ends meet to keep itself alive. And when it's young...
Was this AI?
Nope.
Really?
Sort of, kind of.
Sort of, kind of. Okay.
And while it was young and had been just built, it had the energy and robustness to kind of, be funny and quirky. But as it got older, as the piece wore on,
really,
it was harder and harder and focused all its time to keeping itself alive, keeping all that fluid, all of its blood.
Stopped all the showboating.
Yeah, stopped all the showboating, and it eventually died.
Wow.
That is the concept. It is basically that mechanical arm. And you could look that shit up on Google. The concept of that is that's a person working 9 to 5, 5 days a week, trying to keep itself alive.
Right. That's it.
Another example, not one of the example that I previously mentioned. Another example is an artist. He had, I don't know what disease they or someone they knew had contracted. Basically, this deteriorating muscle disease, I think. Just pick one. And their concept piece was a huge corner in this museum of just a whole bunch of candy.
Candy.
Yeah, candy. And people can go up and they can pick a piece of candy and take it with them. And they can eat it and they can take some more. They can bring their friends, take some candy. But as time goes on, there's less and less candy until there's nothing left.
Right.
The concept of that piece is talking about that degenerative disease where you take a piece and there's less of that person there until they're gone.
I got you.
That's what I'm talking about by concept over execution. It's not a painting telling you you're gonna die. It's something that somebody engineered, had a clever way of conveying to tell you that you're gonna die.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
It's almost witty. Like, I went from going, this is fucking stupid, you just wasted all of your years in art school, what the fuck are you doing? And as soon as that person said concept over execution, I got it.
Right.
Do I still like some of these pieces? Not particularly. In another instances where, in my opinion, this person went way too goddamn far because they could have died. There was a female artist where Her piece was, and forgive me, I don't remember this person's name. Her piece was she was gonna stand like in the middle of the street, or like I don't think it was Times Square. It probably was New York if I had to give it a guess.
Probably.
In a public area, and people could do whatever they wanted.
Oh, that's...
It got so bad, like, people would draw on her. They would, like, tear at her clothes, her hair, her eyes, and, wave, cut her.
I saw a video last week. It was a video of the first and last crowd dive of Katy Perry.
Oh, no. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds
No,
right.
I mean, no, what happened is not funny.
You still laugh, though.
I don't know. No, I'm not laughing at what happened after they hit the crowd. I'm laughing about, what the fuck are you thinking about?
I don't know. People are dumb. But
you think you're Jesus.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden you get, orphously violated by somebody that did shit.
It's like, please don't.
No, that's not funny.
It's not
isn't,
fun.
but I don't know what to say, man. I just
How about don't do
what
it?
What the hell?
Everybody involved,
It's
don't
like,
do that again.
You wouldn't allow that as a sentient being.
You wouldn't do shit. You wouldn't do shit like that.
Don't talk to me about what other people would do.
Yeah.
Don't give those...
Don't give them an invitation.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. You're giving... Well, if they weren't those type of people in the first place, well, if they didn't have an opportunity in the first place.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
No, I get it.
That's why a lot of these crimes are crimes of, a lot of crimes.
Crimes of passion.
Crimes of passion, romances, relationships. It's the opportunity
that gets thrown around. No, I get it.
That arrives, you're like, oh, hey, well, we can lock up here. And then it's like, oh, we shouldn't have done that.
No, yeah.
That's what you got to take into that. You got to say, can you function, can whatever this, her standing in the street, allowing herself to be whatever.
Yeah.
Or himself, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something that with
you
my
wouldn't
pragmatism.
do that under any circumstances.
Yeah, me and my pragmatism. I mean, here's the thing: she got her point across.
It's like people that put cash in a wallet and throw it out in the street and wonder if anybody's going to pick it up.
Someone's going to pick it up.
Somebody's going to pick it up and they're going to take it home. And if it's cash, guess what? That's my cash.
Yeah.
I mean, cash is cash.
Indeed.
Okay.
I get it.
All right. You got a bunch of cash in some wallet you dropped. I don't know, man. I mean, I understand the honesty of it. I understand the
just because
dishonesty of it.
Just because I understand,
but the motive behind setting people up to measure that sort of thing is something completely different.
That is something different.
It really is.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about human behavior at all. It's more about you're trying to convince. Well, there are different types of crime. Yeah. There are different types of vices. I don't know.
I don't know either. Like I said,
somebody submitting themselves it'd be different if this individual was trying to, can we arrest people who break the law?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, no. I don't know. That's the only purpose.
No, that's
I'm like, what exactly are you trying to prove?
I don't know.
What are you trying to do? Basically,
I think it has something to do with the fact that, basically relying on the kindness of strangers.
I don't know.
Something like
have
that.
A fetish about the non-kindness of strangers.
I don't know.
That might be what they're looking for. Well, that's what I'm saying.
Easy.
What I'm saying simply is this. No one, I don't know anyone personally that would subject themselves to that sort of thing. I know a lot of different people. I've met a lot of different people.
Indeed.
So I would imagine that whoever instigates that sort of interaction with people would be unlike anything that I am aware of. At least on a personal level.
That's fair. No, I'm not saying that I agree with this.
No, I know you're not saying that. I'm just saying, what's the motive of something like that? You want to prove that people are evil? You want to prove that you're stupid?
I can look that shit up if you want.
No, I'd rather speculate about it and get way off base, and that's how you reach Joe Rogan status. Woo!
Oh, God, please, I don't want to talk about it.
I know. I told him, I was like, man, you apologize once, they're going to come for your throat, buddy. Anyway.
And he's not apologizing.
He's got to do what he's got to do.
I get it.
He's worth $100 million.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
I don't care. His grandchildren times 10 will be taken care of. So good for him.
Yeah,
That's
I
my
respect
goal.
that.
Sure.
But here's the thing. This is something that. This is also something that I kind of wanted to get into when we were talking about the Bezos thing. Even though I think Bezos is basically our timeline's version of Dr. Evil.
Oh yeah.
Let's face it.
Oh yeah.
You know.
He's completely.
He looks like Dr. Evil. He has a similar laugh. He sent a dick to space.
You have to understand something, people.
Mm-hmm.
This guy was that nerd that nobody played with. And
now he's the super nerd that no one likes.
And now he's a super nerd no one's liked. He doesn't know how to be social because nobody accepted him. He doesn't know how to interact with other people because no one accepted him.
Mm-hmm. And now he's Dr. Evil.
Yeah. It's obvious
I don't know what the fuck you want from me.
I don't understand what people...
Yeah, his latest stunt, quote unquote stunt, is he.
It's like Bill Gates. You telling me he had more than 5 friends when he was in high school? Bullshit.
I think the only reason Bill Gates isn't Dr. Evil is because he's too fucking old now. He don't have the energy. He already made his money and he's retired. Yeah.
Anyway.
No. Bezos is now our timeline's version of Dr. Evil. His latest stunt, so to speak, is he had commissioned, what was it, fucking Norway? Like, he commissioned one of he commissioned to have, like, the world's biggest yacht, which is about the size of a goddamn battleship.
Man.
When we're in the throes of all of this, don't pollute the earth, stop using fossil fuel shit.
All the years I heard about Scotland hating
England?
Donald Trump because of him building a golf course.
Yeah.
Now I got to deal with Bezos has got a yacht so big that they actually have to tear down part of the local infrastructure in Norway to get it out
of the harbor.
Get it out to sea.
Yeah.
Okay? You tell me what's different. I don't see anything different than somebody that's got an uber amount of money who wants something.
No. I'm not talking about. No. I don't mean that. No, I don't mean that.
I know you don't.
No, of course they're gonna look if they want to get that fucking battleship. No. It's not even a battleship. That guy. It's not a cruise ship. It's a yacht, meaning it's privately owned. Is not manned by a company
with propellers.
It's a fucking dreadnought. It's a old
juggernaut.
It is an old-timey 2 steps under aircraft carrier World War II dreadnought battleship from the British Navy. It's that fucking huge.
Really?
Of course they're gonna have to take down that bridge in order to get out of the harbor. I know that, not living there. They know they're going to have to do it eventually. At some point, look, one of the people they interviewed said that as long as Bezos pays to have the bridge taken down and put back up, they're okay with it. I'm okay with it.
Sure.
The thing that irritates the fuck out of me is we are in the throes of all of this anti-pollution, anti-using fossil fuels, no big oil, no fossil fuels, green energy only, and this motherfucker builds a yacht the size of a dreadnought.
Size of Rhode Island.
And we're supposed to be okay with it.
I mean,
everyone is shouting at the common man to reduce their own carbon footprint, but the big companies can do all. Yeah, that is what the part that ticks me off.
Carbon neutral. There's a difference between carbon neutral and carbon negative.
Yes.
Carbon neutral just means that you have followed the rules and
you're not an asshole.
They're apparently planning. That was what always bugged me about the EPA when I was a kid in the 70s. I don't want to hear about how much you're fining companies for polluting. I want you to stop them from polluting.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I kind of want the EPA to operate like OSHA.
Okay.
OSHA will fuck you up if they find health and safety misconduct.
Yeah.
Like, they have the ability to shut people down. Now, granted, sometimes OSHA does not go after the big companies, but the process should be the same.
Should be.
The EPA, in my opinion,
well, it's just like
should have the capacity.
Nonsense.
Yeah, it should have the capacity of OSHA, where if they find environmental issues, they can shut your shit down.
It's the same thing as a fine. Mm-hmm. Basically, they're paying money
to keep doing what they're doing.
To keep doing what they're doing, exactly. To do it on the level that they're doing.
Yeah, that's not fixing anything except greasing your pocket.
That's, they're planting an equal amount of trees. Are they? They've already proved that model is not quite what they thought it was intended.
No, the only company on this planet
just don't pollute. I mean, hey,
the only company on this planet that I fully believe is actually planting the trees that they say they are.
Yeah.
Because why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't I believe them?
I don't know.
It's kind of in the same level of Spencer's. Like, when Spencer's runs their Boobies Make Me Smile anti-cancer fundraiser thing, it's like, yeah, I'll donate to Spencer's, because what the fuck else are they going to do?
Sure.
You know? They already have all the drugs. It's Spencer's. Of course they're going to donate that cancer money to the actual research foundation.
Sure.
The only company on this planet I fully believe are actually planting the trees they say they are is Pornhub. Because why would I doubt them? They have given me no reason to doubt them.
All right.
Do you need context?
No.
Okay, good.
All right.
Here's the thing. If, like, some multi-million-dollar company kept saying, for every tree we cut down, we'll plant another, but you don't really see a lot of PR surrounding it.
Yeah.
You're just like, yeah, it's kind of shady. Like, where's all the fucking trees there, Jeb?
Yeah.
Yeah. A couple years ago, apparently, the PH Foundation said that for every view on their videos, they will plant a tree for one tree for every one view on their website.
That's horseshit.
Yeah, I know,
I don't have the resources for that.
But I believe that they're going to try. Why would they lie? They're already top of the line. Who's going to overtake them? There's no competition. Why would they lie?
It's not a matter of competition. It's a matter of being controlled by the local government that's giving you a license to operate based on what you do. So when you doesn't have anything about the industry, it's about control by it's the regulations that control you. It doesn't have anything to do with the industry. Although I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I hope
if
so.
If there's any industry that's going to stay on the right side of that sort of thing, you would imagine it would be that industry, because they're definitely going to get extra scrutiny.
Yeah, they're already going to be scrutinized to shit. Why would they try to lie about it?
Why would they lie? Other than someone say like Google or Facebook or
where they have to have a certain facade to keep up.
Yeah, they have
that's
so much
what I'm
control
talking.
Anyway.
That's what I'm talking about.
No, I understand. I do.
No, I'm not talking about the legislation and the
You're not even talking about the content. It's just that because of the content. If anybody's going to stay legal, it's going to be them.
Exactly.
Because they don't need any extra shit.
Yeah, exactly. They're already scrutinized. Their audience is locked in. They don't have to do it.
Right.
So why would they not do it when they say they're going to? You see what I mean?
No, I get that.
Yeah, whether you morally
that's why mobsters contribute to the church.
Exactly.
That's why
because they're already getting looked at.
Because they're already being watched anyway. So that's how they go. Hey, look what I did over here.
Yeah, exactly.
We built this extra wing on St. Catherine's Hospital.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah, I do somewhat believe in the concept of I would take a insincere display of generosity over a genuine display of empathy.
Well, it's almost like what we were talking about earlier. You know, we were talking about...
Did you leave the fire on?
No, but if the matriarch
smoke.
is home, I hope she built another fire. It's cold.
Oh, I'm not cold. Never mind, I'm not going to say...
Be quiet. Warms those bricks up and decreases the power bill.
Fair enough.
Yeah, there.
No, I'm not anti.
No,
that.
what I mean is, you know, those types of people know that they are pushing. Well, I don't really understand.
Yeah.
I understand. I don't understand what organizational government gives power to these people just so they can
destroy everything,
siphon off part of the money that they gain by
money's involved. I know
these
that
vice activities.
Money's involved. That's all I know.
I'm just saying that's why they're talking about legalizing marijuana. They're not doing it. They don't give a shit. Okay, they don't give a shit about medical marijuana helping some.
It's not about help. It's not helping.
It's about
people.
taxes.
It's about taxes, and it's another revenue.
Okay.
Although to be fair, they kind of need to. If they are going to nationalize it on a global scale, they kind of need to be careful with that shit and not do what Colorado did.
Well,
Colorado just opened the floodgates, and while I admire the tenacity. You've got to do stuff like that in moderation.
Well,
you know, here's the thing, I'm not anti-marijuana.
No, it has more to do with...
I'm just saying, pace yourself.
It has more to do with affluence.
Sure.
Because they know that, you know, whatever damage it does to the community, ultimately they'll be able to contain it to a certain point. I would imagine the probability, theoretically, they would imagine they would be able to control it and stamp it out, where... less affluent neighborhoods really can't because they don't have those resources.
Fair enough, but
they really don't.
No, I get it's just one giant. And then it'll
filter
revenue.
it, you know, and it filters into the inner city. It filters into the rural areas.
Yeah,
you know. So what happened to OxyContin? That's exactly what happened. To OxyContin.
Have they not banned that yet? The last I heard was before the panini, there was a big class action. What?
I don't think it's been banned.
No, I just mean there was a huge class action lawsuit.
It was against the company that created it.
Yeah, exactly. Did we ever hear the results of that? Because that was before they had to
because they're going to have to put, in my opinion, I remember exactly when it showed up.
I know you did.
I remember the dynamics that were put in place by the pharmaceutical industry, the drug reps,
big pharma,
and paying off the docs and the systems, creating the fifth vital sign. I won't go into it any further. Anybody that understands that term knows exactly what I'm talking about. To institute OxyContin getting into the way it is, they basically made the medical establishment, they turned the majority of us into drug dealers. And I can remember raising hell about it when it happened. You tell a doctor that a doctor can't tell a patient, no, I'm not going to give you this, but the patient can make a complaint and actually leverage that complaint into getting at least getting, it's not even a matter of getting, well, they didn't get what they want. No, the fact that you would even give them an ear, oh, he doesn't give me the narcotic that I want this narcotic over here. How does that even come into consideration? You understand what I'm saying? Exactly. It's not a matter of whatever they end up with. I don't give a damn. It's the fact that you as an administrator would show up and say, oh, okay, we need to give this matter some thought. You're out of your fucking tree. It's like these clowns up in Connecticut that allows these people born with a penis to run in these races against people that are not born with a penis, okay? What exactly are we talking about here? You're out of your fucking tree, all right? You know, one has nothing to do with the other. So, yeah, I mean, that's just the way I looked at it. It was like, I see what's going on here. I see and then all of a sudden we invaded Afghanistan, which is like
was like the fourth time we've done that?
No. I mean, it was really weird. I'm going to get my tinfoil hat out here and put it on.
Good, because we got a couple more minutes.
Yeah, I got a few more minutes. Then all of a sudden, when OxyContin kicked in, all of a sudden here we are invading Afghanistan, which is the largest poppy producing region on the planet.
Yeah.
Okay. So not only is this medication being pushed in every level of medicine, for some reason, maybe the two don't have anything to do with each other. I'm not saying they don't, but I don't usually try to believe in coincidences. It just think all of a sudden.
I don't believe in coincidences.
The number one drug that's being sold in this country, which means the planet.
Yes.
Our government controls the region that the best raw materials for this particular substance is grown.
Indeed.
It'd be like, okay, all right, the United States has cornered the market on sweaters.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody knows that the best cotton is only grown in two regions in the world. Number one, Southeast United States. The other one is somewhere in Egypt. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden we invaded Egypt.
And then all of a sudden we invaded Egypt, and we're going to control the sweater production in this country. So we're going to control and our sweaters are the best sweaters in the world. But all of a sudden we understand that cotton producing area of Egypt is the best cotton in the world. So all of a sudden something mixes up, and all of a sudden we find ourselves occupying Egypt. But the whole time we're selling all these sweaters.
There's no such thing as coincidences. One leads into the other. Shit. All right.
Well, you ran out of gas fast.
What, me?
Yeah, you. I know it's late.
It's late. I'm tired.
It is late.
I want some ramen, man.
Ooh. Okay.
I have to ask the matriarch if she wants some. If she wants some, I'm going to have to go out to the Asian supermarket to get some more.
Driving all the way over there. Anyway.
For ramen, I will.
All right.
All right.
I can cook some pasta too. But anyway.
Ramen.
Got to do what you got to do.
Ramen noodle.
Got to do.
All right.
All right.
Fine.
Fine.
All righty. Well, that's it, folks. I was your host, Bel-E.
And I was your co-host, Mr. Scratch.
And we'll see you guys next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Bye.